Tenon saw contains three main parts: the brass strip, the blade, and also the handle. The brass strip that runs along the top of the blade plays a significant role as it provides weight and stiffness to the blade to ensure a good, accurate cut throughout the processing. There are numerous different types of tenon saw. Tenon saws for fine and accurate cutting, and also tenon saws for rough cutting. As you can see the difference between the two tenon saws' teeth, this tenon saw is showing larger teeth with larger gullets and less teeth per inch, and this tenon saw with smaller teeth and more teeth per inch with smaller gullets. The number of teeth per inch relates to how fine or rough the cut will be. The larger the number of teeth per inch, the finer the cut. This is because it cuts slower. The teeth are taking a small amount of material each time compared to the rougher saws where they cut more of the material per tooth. The finer saws are slower at cutting due to the small gullets which remove the sawdust and the material from the kerf of the saw. This allows for a finer cut as less material is being removed at a time. A saw with less teeth per inch generally has a larger gullet which removes the sawdust faster. As seen in the diagram, you can see the difference between the two gullets in the finer saw, which is on top, and the rougher saw, which is on the bottom. The rougher saw also cuts more material, which creates the rough cut, as it breaks the fibres of the wood a lot quicker compared to the slicing movement of the finer blade. In a tenon saw, the teeth are bent from left to right. This makes the saw cut wider than the actual blade. This prevents the saw from jamming. It also allows the waste material to be removed. The saw contains three main measurements: the blade width, which is the thickness of the blade; the set is the degree in which the teeth are bent out sideways away from the blade, usually in both directions; the kerf is the width of the saw cut in which the saw creates in the piece of material, as shown in the diagram. This prevents the saw from getting jammed in the piece of material. This also removes waste material from the saw cut, allowing the saw to run nice and smoothly through the cut. Here I'm going to demonstrate how two saws cut differently. Here I'm using the tenon saw with more teeth per inch, which is supposed to make a finer and more accurate cut. As the teeth are closer together and the gullets are smaller, it removes less material per tooth. This means the saw is going to be used for a lot longer and the piece of material is going to be cut a lot smoother. Picking up the sawdust, it shows us a nice fine cut and fine material is being removed. Using this saw, it will take a lot longer to cut as there's less material being removed each time, but you'll have a finer, more accurate cut. This is due to the more teeth per inch, creating finer, accurate cuts. As you can see, it's a nice smooth surface at the end of the saw cut after the fine teeth. Here I'm going to demonstrate using the tenon saw with the larger teeth per inch and also the less teeth per inch. This saw removes a lot more material per tooth as the gullets are a lot larger and there are a lot less teeth per inch. Each tooth removes a large piece of material, chipping away at the fibres. This means that it's going to be a lot rougher cut as the teeth are chipping into the piece of material and not creating a fine cut like the previous tenon saw. As you can see, this tenon saw is cutting through the material a lot quicker than the previous one. This is due to the teeth per inch and also the size of the teeth and the gullets. After cutting, you can see the difference between the two pieces of material. You have your rough cut and you also have your fine cut. This is due to the teeth per inch per the saw. As in the diagram, you can see that the less teeth are removing finer material compared to the larger teeth, which are removing a lot more material due to the gullet and also the saw teeth. Looking at the sawdust, you can see the difference between the rough and the fine saw blades. On your left, you have the fine saw dust from the finer saw blade with the more teeth per inch, and on the right you have the rougher saw cut with the less teeth per inch. This indicates the level and amount of material in which has been removed per teeth in the saws.